Kwacha is going to appreciate. The president was supposed to justify to show and to provide leadership in that manner. It was lacking. And to me, if the president did that, I would have supported the speech. To me, it was just war, and there was nothing to write about. Madam Speaker, we expected the president to provide direction about business to be for Zambian centered, which he failed to do. We expected the president to mention that he's going to provide in his framework a property tax breaks to allow Zambians company to compete in a favorable environment. That is what PF stands for. And that is how Zambian people are expecting. We expected the president to say the UPN is going to facilitate Zambian business to have access to credit and finance. That is what we're expecting from that speech. That is what we call economic transformation. Not that what we saw. That was empty. I wasted my time listening to that speech because it was just empty. We expected the president to state that he's going to upscale the small and medium-scale enterprise into large-scale enterprises, Madam Speaker. But you failed to articulate those issues. To this, the Ministry of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise Development is just an irrelevant ministry, which has been created just to give his friends jobs, nothing else, Madam Speaker. And I can't support such. What is that? We have heard those eroticals already. It's almost Pirina, Anabuera, Mutare, Mutinta, those names which are found everywhere. Those speech, there's nothing like, it's just like Mutinta, Kaila, Mulenga. Those are just common speech we have heard. There was nothing special about that speech, Madam Speaker, sir. On education, Madam Speaker, on education. Madam Speaker, I'm an educationist. I taught for the past 15 years.
Honorable member, honorable order, please.
I taught for the past 15 years in the Ministry of Education. I was a teacher. I value education, Madam Speaker, to the coin. It is the education which has made me where I am today. Where is the free education? Illusion. You don't use the back door to come into power, Madam Speaker. We want the free education so that at least my children in Mutawina Mulungu, in Imba, everywhere, in Impurungu, everywhere, they should access that. I want my nephew to have free education. Where is the free education? The president failed lamentably. Those were the issues the president was supposed to bring on the table so that he gave hope to the Zambian people and the youth who voted for him. And mind you, PF was the government and the party which brought free education from grade 1 up to grade 7. What was new about the president saying that? We are expecting those graduates, Madam Speaker, from those who graduated from to have the Nkrumah ones, free education. The university to have free education. They voted for him at University of Zambia. We are getting very low votes. We're expecting to provide free education for children. Those are things which the president was supposed to show us. To me, if the president did that, I would have supported him. Because I have a lot of people I'm sponsoring in my constituents. My pocket at least is going to go on relief, Madam Speaker, if the president can do that. Those are the president you want. But he failed to provide policy direction. How do I support such policy, Madam Speaker? Nothing. The one I'm saying the speech was empty. I wasted my time seated in this house listening to that. That was just a progressive report, Madam Speaker. I'm expecting the president to come back, maybe to address this issue, this house again, to state and progress how he's going to come up with the free education. And we are going to support the president because he's the president of Zambia. He's my president. There's nothing I can do. A president who can provide free education. I'll be very happy. My children will go free education. My nephews will go to university free of education. That is what we want. Even my mother in the village will be very happy because it will be a free education. But you don't give free pronouncement. Madam Speaker, I will be the first one even to drive a private member bill that they sell the presidential jet and they pay allowances to the students. I will be very happy. Those are the free education we want. Higher Education Loans Board, Madam Speaker, is my born child. When I was the first secretary in charge of economics and trade in Nairobi, I'm the one who produced that concept paper to where it is. How is he going to transform and reform our Education Loans Board? Because that is a concept which has worked in Kenya, in Burundi, and Zambia is the third to do that. Let him tell me. I was paid over that as a diplomat, and that is a concept I challenge him. He was supposed to show us how he's going to do that. To me, those were just the appealing Anabuera, those songs which everybody can sing. Because you can't bring buzzard. Buzzard was just milking. The students were not even responsible. The students should be responsible. Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker,
Point of order.
I'm going on the energy.
Honorable member, there is a point of order.
Point of order, Madam
He
Speaker.
hasn't done it. Madam Speaker, I'm looking on
Point
the
of order,
energy.
Madam Speaker.
I'm looking on the energy.
You can let him continue.
Madam Speaker, I'm looking on the energy. The president was very much elaborate on the energy. But on the same instance, Madam Speaker, I was expecting the president to state how fuel is going to reduce from 17 kwacha to 5 kwacha. That is what I was expecting from the president. He failed lamentably to state how the Zambian people are going to benefit from. Mind you, Madam Speaker, with due respect, if fuel is reduced, meaning even the cost of doing business will do what? Will reduce. Even minimum is going to reduce. Those are the mathematics expected from the president to do that. How are you going to reduce poverty? You just say, I don't accept the standard of poverty in this Zambia. That even us, we don't accept. And yet you have removed.
May the honorable members debating address the chair.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for the correction. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Poverty, the president was very concerned about the poverty, that this poverty is going to reduce. Very, very good. Where is the 1,500 salary increment to the civil servant? Where? If it comes, I'll be the first one to support the president, Mr. Kainde Ijirema, the bad BMW. I'll support him, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker. Because these are things we're expecting. You reduce the cash social transfer to the poor people in Makassar, and you say you are going to
enjoy the fruit of changing government. Madam Speaker, you may wish to know that most voters lost hope in the Patriotic Front government. Hence, the verdict to vote happened on the 12th August 2021. The people made decision because their aspirations were not fully met. Therefore, the president is making this pledge to meet the aspiration of the people voters. The UPND promised free education, freedom of assembly, and rule of law, among other liberties.
Order.
As far as I'm pleased to note, the UPND has succeeded to grant the freedom free of assembly and association. We are seeing Zambia National Broadcasting, ZMBC, which previously covered the ruling party only, now covering the opposition as well. Traders and bus drivers have been liberated from political that were extorting their hard-earned money. The councils have started collecting revenues from the markets and bus stations. These are the fruits of changing government that the president was alluding to. Special appreciation to the youth for the
point of order.
Change. Madam Speaker, the role that you
There is a point of order that has been raised. The honorable member, you can sit down while the
Point of jealousy.
The point of order is in line with Standing Order number 69, which just states that what should be read, like for a backbencher, is a maiden speech, but is reading the president's speech. Is he in order?
the honorable, just order. The honorable member was quoting from the president's speech.
Yes.
Please continue.
Yeah.
The whole speech. Special appreciation
Order,
to the youth
please,
for
order.
facilitating regime change. Madam Speaker, the role of the youth played in removing the APF from government cannot be ignored. The youth deserve recommendation for benching the PF. The youth were dissatisfied because the aspiration for employment and other opportunities were not met by the PF. We therefore thank the youth and pledge to meet the aspiration So far, the youth that are trading markets and those that are working as drivers conduct have started seeing the benefit of the region trade. These youth are no longer paying illegal fees to cadres. However, this reaction by the youth is also a warning to the UPND not to become complacent.
Point of order. Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Point of order has been raised.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm just riding on the point of order which has been raised by a Member of Parliament for Chrui. Our honorable colleague is still reading. He's not quoting. He's here in order to continue quoting. I need your serious ruling, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
I will allow the honorable member to continue debating. Continue.
Madam Speaker,
Can we have some order, please? Order.
this is a valid point that the Republican President raised in his speech. You may wish to know that uniting the country and focusing on development, the President wanted
Order. Honorable members, can we have some order in the House? Order.
Consequently, the President was right to stress the importance of uniting Zambia. President Hakainde Hichilema has in the cabinet included personnel from all the 10 provinces. This truly is the starting point of uniting our beloved country.
I've allowed the honorable member to continue. Please, can we allow the member to continue? That order is not admitted.
Continue.
Continue.
Once unit has it becomes easy to focus on developing the natural resources on this country for the benefit of the people, which includes cabinet. Everyone is likely to benefit from the national cake. There is a huge task of rebuilding the country. Because of the huge task that we need to rebuild the country, the honorable members, Madam Speaker, I agree with the Republican President that UPND has a huge task to build the economy. We aspire to form government so that we can build the economy and improve the life of our citizens. This can be achieved with prudent usage of resources. We are equal to the task because we pledge to run a corrupt-free government. We have also pledged to spend the available resources on important matters and not wasteful expenditure. Therefore, these resources will be channeled to growing the economy. Madam Speaker, I wish to conclude that thank you, Madam Speaker, for having given me the chance to comment
Thank you. I recognize the honorable member for Solwezi East. Is it Solwezi East?
Solwezi East has one market which is gazetted at the border, Kipushi border, and our people find their way to sell their commodities there because Solwezi Central is quite far. However, the previous regime, the PF, they had to mount 2 roadblocks for the ZNS people who have actually been brutalizing, beating the people. Whoever was found or is found taking maize, popcorn, chicken, goats to the border, which is the gazetted market, are always beaten, which is very, very unfair. But in the same vein, you would find cartels by the PF smuggling millimil to the border town. But the locals continue to suffer. To this effect, I'm calling on the Minister of Defense that the issue of the ZNS brutalizing our people there in Mshindamo should be resolved, and resolved as soon as possible. Madam Speaker, when it comes to the road network, Solwezi East has one key road, which is the Solwezi Kipushi Road. This road has extreme of terrain in terms of rains. You remember a few years ago, the chopper airlifting our children going to Mshindamo Girls Technical School. It is quite pathetic. That road during the dry season, it's so dusty, and it has actually led into many accidents concerning motorists. Madam Speaker, there are many other roads. One of them is what is called the Mafita Road that links Mujmanzovu to St. Dorothy, which is Midway. We've got many other roads. One of them just ends at the river called Loenge or Kafue River, where the previous regime, the PF, put 2 boats in order to smuggle milimi on the other side, with a cadre there who is meant to be collecting revenue, and the revenue never reaches the council.
Order. There any
When it comes to the hospital, Madam
order,
Speaker.
Order. Honorable members who have their Zoom on, please, can you switch it off if you are in the house, in the chamber? You can proceed, although we cannot see you now. Something wrong with them. Honorable member.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. I continue. When it comes to the hospital or health services, Mshindamo or Solwezi East only has 17 clinics, most of them in bad condition. There's only one mini hospital with 18 bed spaces, and it has never been operationalized. It is sad to note that our minister of Honeybee would actually boast that they have mounted or they have built many clinics in their area, but here in Mshindamo, alas. Madam Speaker, there are many challenges. The education sector, actually, there are no housing facility or infrastructure. The housing, the education offices are actually housed in a house, 4 bedrooms, and as I'm talking, the owner of that house,
Order,
120,000.
your time is up. Can you, the honorable member, move to the president's address, the motion on the floor?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Comments on the president's address, Madam Speaker. Allow me at this juncture to profoundly support the speech that was made by the biblical Moses, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, one who God the Almighty found fit to deliver the children of Zambia from bondage and the shackles of extreme poverty, corruption, genocidal intentions to wipe out the entire Zambian race through expired drugs, police brutality, gassing, the removal of students' bursaries, disabling the University of Zambia Lecturer Union, brutal killing of innocent souls like in Samansama, the state prosecutor, Vespa, the student at University of Zambia, dismissal of professional police officers, disabling the media. We all know it is on record.
Point of order.
Madam Speaker,
There is a point
the President
of
made it crystal clear.
Order, honorable member on the floor, there is a point of order that has been raised.
In the standing order, I think part of debate is that the debater should remain relevant. I think he is not doing reference. Is the member of parliament in order that he is talking about deaths which the president never addressed?
Honorable member, just for guidance, as the other members were debating, they referred to deaths of some people were not referred in the speech. So the honorable member is in a way responding and correct in the manner that he is debating. Proceed.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The President made it crystal clear when he outlined on page 13 the broad policy direction for the next 5 years. It is an outline Although our friends, the PF, want all the nitty-gritty, which is unfair. I think it is a lack of understanding. The 5-year broad policy outlined: 1, the economic transformation and job creation, human and social development, environmental sustainability, good governance, environment. Madam Speaker, let me zero in on the last point, which is dear to my heart: good governance, environment. Good governance, it refers to the welfare in governance and improving the quality of governance. It enables the government to provide equal opportunities and fair delivery of goods and services to the people who are most marginal in society. Good governance is a way of measuring how public institutions conduct public affairs and manage public resources in a preferred way. Governance is a process. It is unfortunate to find a member of Malole claiming that he is a learned teacher by profession, actually alluding to the government process and talking about 1,000 kwacha, 1,500 kwacha to be given to the civil servant. How can you indeed begin to spend before you present your budget? I find that actually out of order. The process of decision-making and the process by which decisions are implemented, that is good governance. Madam Speaker, good governance is the bedrock of national development. Through it, we can unite the country, as the President stated, and focus on development. Through good governance, we can enjoy the fruit of change of government, which we have begun to see when the Kwacha began to appreciate. Through good governance, we can build the economy for citizens to benefit. We can implement the fiscal deficit and restore confidence on the financial market. Through good governance, we can enhance social protection for the poor Zambians. Through good governance, we can make agriculture a viable sector to help accelerate development. And these were the points that the President was stressing. Farmers can have cheap agriculture input and can restore transparency and accountability. In the mining sector, increase the production of copper, gold, and cobalt. Madam Speaker, through good governance, building roads and airstrips can make Zambia prosperous tourism destination. We can improve the higher education board system and help the poor. And of course, we expect, even what the President said, his children do not need free education. And he stressed that there may be misunderstanding after that speech. And our friends want free education overnight, which is practically impossible. We can afford zero tolerance to corruption through good governance. And this, our President stated, there can be no sacred cows in the fight against corruption, past, present, and the future. And the President assured us of this. And those who are criminal in nature, we are actually going to follow them. We can resolve pensioners or retirees' challenges, not what we saw in the previous PF government, retirees going to cry and lament and being forgotten by the previous regime, the PF. We can improve the health sector through good governance and not with genocide intention of making the Zambian people die. If we notice, there's never been a year that so many Zambians have died. It's not just because of COVID, but because of the expired drugs. And the former honorable minister of Honeybee knows this. That expired drugs are very dangerous to the human health. But that was allowed in the previous regime. Issues of gassing, issues of 48 houses, and many other issues have never been resolved. We can invest in road, rail, and air transport and achieve this, introduce public-private partnership. All this can be done through good governance. Madam Speaker, to the contrary, bad governance is what has been demonstrated here in this country by the previous regime, and today they have fallen from the grace and occupy their current position. Madam Speaker, I thank you.